Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. These shlokas are recorded by separating the stanza word by word for easy learning. Please share your feedback in the comment. Kindly subscribe and share to others. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Narayanaya.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We are going to learn Dashakam 93. Before learning the shlokas of Dashakam 93, let's learn a little bit about the significance and the message that this Dashakam is conveying and laying a platform for learning the rest of the shlokas until 100th Dashakam. Om Namo Narayanaya. Srimad Narayaniyam, Dashakam 93. The 24 gunas and their significance. This Dashakam now shifts the entire focus from the stories of the Lord and devotees, etc., into more philosophical and metaphysical territory. It draws from Sankhya philosophy, which is one of the ancient systems of Indian thought, and Sankhya means enumeration or number. It refers to the system's methodical listing of the elements of reality to understand the truth of existence. It describes how the individual soul, Jivatma, though inherently pure and divine, becomes bound in the cycle of birth and death, samsara, due to its association with 24 tattvas, which means fundamental principles. Purusha, the pure, unchanging consciousness or chit. Prakriti, the ever-changing nature or matter, which includes the mind, body, and the entire universe, and their association with 23 tattvas or fundamental principles. These tattvas arise from Prakriti, nature, and while Prakriti itself is the source, the 23 tattvas are the manifestations of Prakriti that trap the soul in worldly existence. Dashakam 93 focuses on the 23 excluding Prakriti being considered as the source or root cause, not a guna that binds. Why should we learn about these 23 gunas or tattvas? That is, to recognize the difference between the Purusha, Atman, and Prakriti. The 23 tattvas belong to Prakriti, material nature, and understanding the 24 tattvas helps us clearly see what is changing and perishable and what is unchanging and eternal. Without this knowledge, the soul keeps on identifying itself with Prakriti. Let's go step by step. What are the 23 gunas or tattvas? The Dashakam refers to 23 tattvas, sometimes loosely called as gunas, which are the building blocks of the manifest world. The first set is 5 Mahabhutas, the great 5 elements: earth, Prithvi; water, Apas; fire, Tejas; air, Vayu; and space, Akasha. The second 5 set is 5 Tanmatras, subtle elements: sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. The third set of 5 is Jnanendriyas, organs of perception: ears, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose. The fourth one is Karmendriyas, which is organs of action: mouth, speech; hands, feet, excretory organs, reproductive organs. The next, fifth one, is the set of three internal organs, that is manas, mind, for doubt, desire; buddhi, intellect, for discrimination; and ahankara, ego, the sense of I. Prakriti, including this, totals to 24, but Dashakam 93 focuses on the 23 gunas. Main purpose. The main aim of Sankhya is spiritual liberation, kaivalya, freedom from the cycle of birth and death, samsara, by realizing the soul, purusha, is distinct from the body-mind complex, prakriti. How do these bind the soul? The jiva, individual soul, though pure and divine, gets entangled in these tattvas by identification. Just like a crystal appears colored when placed next to a colored object, the Atman, the pure self, seems to bound due to proximity to the gunas of Prakriti. Because of this, the soul undergoes pleasure, pain, attachment, delusion, and the entire cycle of samsara. Spiritual significance of Dasakam 93. 1. Knowledge of the 23 tattvas is essential for liberation. By understanding their nature, a seeker can dissociate from them and realize the true self. In fact, Dasakam 93 prepares the ground for the later teachings in Narayaniyam, where bhakti and jnana are harmonized. That is, the devotion and knowledge are harmonized. 3. It points out that even though these tattvas arise from Prakriti and seem real, they are impermanent and illusory, like a dream. 4. Surrender to Bhagavan, the Lord, is shown to be the ultimate way to overcome the limitations imposed by these gunas. Devotional message with comparison. The soul, like a swan that has fallen into muddy water, longs for the skies of its original purity where it belongs to. Krishna, the Supreme Being, remains ever beyond these gunas and tattvas. The devotee, by contemplating his nature and surrendering to Krishna with devotion and knowledge, that is bhakti and jnana, surpasses these limiting forces and attains true freedom. How does the spiritual significance help the seeker? Through Dashakam 93 of Srimad Narayaniyam, Sri Bhattatri offers profound spiritual and philosophical benefits, especially for a sincere seeker of the truth. Here is why this Dashakam is valuable and how it can help a devotee. Let us see it in detail in the following 5 points. Number 1, clears the confusion of who am I? Most of us identify ourselves with the body, mind, emotions, and the roles in life. I'm a student, I'm happy, I'm suffering. Dashakam 93 teaches that these are not the self, but products of the 23 tattvas arising from nature, Prakriti. Learning this helps one begin to disidentify from the false self and approach the truth of pure, unchanging Atman. 2. Cultivates dispassion Vairagya. By understanding the nature of these tattvas, that they are temporary, ever changing, and ultimately elusive, a devotee begins to lose attachment to them. This leads to inner peace, mental clarity, and freedom from worldly obsession. 3. Prepares the mind for devotion and liberation. Realizing that these tattvas are binding forces, the devotee becomes inwardly alert and surrenders to the Lord Krishna beyond these tattvas. This strengthens both bhakti and jnana, the devotion and wisdom. With this maturity, one becomes eligible for moksha, liberation. 4. Builds a strong philosophical foundation. For anyone on a spiritual path, this Dashakam gives the framework of creation and explains how bondage arises. This is essential knowledge in all Vedantic traditions. It helps a sadhaka see beyond rituals and emotions to the real mechanism of liberation. Number 5, promotes inner strength and detachment. When problems arise in life, physical pain, emotional turmoil, worldly loss, one who understands Dashakam 93 remembers these are all fluctuations of the tattvas, not my true self. Let's see it again. When problems arise in life, physical pain, emotional turmoil, worldly loss, one who understands Dashakam 93 remembers this. These are all fluctuations of the tattvas, not my true self. This leads to unshakable inner stability and a calm mind, even in the midst of chaos. In summary, learning Dashakam 93 helps you shift from outer identity to inner reality, from worldly entanglement to spiritual freedom, and from confusion to clarity. It is a map out of bondage, not through dry philosophy, but through devotion grounded in wisdom. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaaya.